We cultivate knowledge and understanding of the dynamics of human, non-human, and interspecies behavior and relationships to increase the good results of our work. We get whatever education and or personal help we need to do our work effectively with compassion, respect, joy, and harmony. So here comes the education part. Since I was a little girl, I've always read anything I could about animals. At one point I thought, well, I'm going to be a biologist, until I found out that they cut open animals. Ooh, I said, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. But I couldn't stop learning from animals. Of course, I could communicate with them, so I learned directly from them. But I also learned about behavior, about health. I learned everything that I possibly could about human and non-human animals, because all this helps you have a greater foundation for your work, helps you have more understanding, helps you to be more helpful to people. And you can differentiate between what is your role and what is not your role. So continue to cultivate that. Read good things about animals' physiology, about their behavior. And you may find that some of it doesn't coincide with what you've learned from animals. Many times I find out things from animals that scientists, behaviorists, they have no idea about. I remember one man I did a consultation for. He was a cowboy and he knew his horses. He was very professional, and he also made me agree. He told me at the beginning, he said, I don't want anybody knowing that I called you. I said, it's just between you and me, it's fine. And so he really knew his horses. And so he asked me questions, and he was having some difficulties, and I answered him. Got the communication from the horse, told him what the horse thinks, how he feels about things, what he wanted his person to know. And the man said to me, you just told me in 15 minutes what it took me 15 years to learn. And I've gotten that from many people, because in listening to the animals, you learn from the inside out. You learn their feelings. You learn what they think about their life, what things they think their human could change to help them. And just all kinds of things. And it helps to supplement this with knowledge of other people too. All the things about physiology that you will help you to understand what the animal is saying. Many times I used to keep an anatomy chart with me for dogs, cats, horses. Well, I saw a lot of different animals, birds, all kinds of animals. I just keep it so that I could actually name the part that the animal was talking about. Because on horses, they would tell me, well, I'm hurting, and they would show me exactly where it was hurting and where it started. But if you say the wrong name of a body part to horse people, they're very particular. They then don't consider that you're as experienced. Or so I learned all those horse body parts. I learned each part, so I could say it's in his pastern, instead of saying it's in, well, sort of this part of the foot. So I learned my anatomy so I could communicate more intelligently to people about what the animals were saying to me. And sometimes they would give me internal things too. I learned a lot about internal anatomy, so I could communicate better to veterinarians. I worked with veterinarians, and we would work together, and I would say, well, the energy, and sometimes it would be an acupuncturist, veterinarian, and I would tell him where the energy was flowing. I could feel the horse's pain being relieved. I said, well, it's in his liver, the energy is moving. He says, oh, and I was just doing the liver meridian. So it helped me to be more educated on these terms, and I learned about acupuncture and meridians. It's not that I was going to do them, leave that for other people. I was not going to become an acupuncturist, although there are animal communicators who are also acupuncturists, and that's fine because they can do that also. But I was not going to do that, but I certainly could understand it better. I could understand, oh, the energy is shifting in this meridian. And that's good. So cultivate your knowledge. People will respect you more. You know, particularly people who are in certain fields with certain animals, and particularly when people feel they're very expert. They like you to talk intelligently to them. Although, again, some people won't mind at all that you say, well, it's in his ankle. And with a horse, you don't say ankle. But if you say that, if you say the human term for it, some people won't mind it, other people will. So, you know, you do your best. You do your best.